Hi, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. My name is Shannon, and this is my YouTube channel, Whiskey and Wool, my Knitter's Life series, Season 4, Episode 2. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. I hope this isn't too distracting, seeing the camera and the lighting. I fiddled around with the setup quite a lot to try to make it so you wouldn't see those things. I guess maybe I should just scoot over. Oh, maybe that's it. How's that? Is that better? Now you just see kind of the light. You see the camera over my shoulder. I don't know. Is that more distracting? There's a mirror behind me. See? Anyway, all right. I'm going to forget about it and just get right into all the things, all the knitting things. So a couple things. So it feels like a lot has happened in the past couple weeks. I have not really knitted as much as I wanted, but I did finish the Crescendo blouse by the Knit Purl girl. I think I had half a sleeve last time in the last episode. So I finished this pretty quickly after that, pretty much while I was doing the editing and stuff. And I really, really love it. I've worn it a couple times already. It is like a round yoke sweater with top down with a lace pattern. She has written the pattern to have 9 diamonds. I only needed 3 for my size. And there are, I think, 4 different sleeves you could do, and I opted for the long sleeve. I wish it was a little bit looser. I didn't decide I was going to do the long sleeve until kind of after I had already knit the body, so I didn't really think about the stitch count and stuff that was going around the bicep, but it's fine. It did grow a lot in blocking. I used some Deep Stash fingering weight. I had 2 skeins of fingering weight from Olann from forever ago. Probably from when she first started her business, like 4 or 5 years ago. And then I purchased Fluoro Morganite from Lydia and Aimée, which is like mainly what you're seeing here. All the speckles is the fingering weight, but the this really bright coral, fluorescent coral color that you're seeing is Fluoro Morganite from Lydia and Aimée. The 2 skeins were almost 1,000 yards, about 950 yards, and I used a different yarn for the cuffs, for both the cuffs, and I used every last inch of the Olann. And for the cuffs, I used a different yarn, which was kind of peachy colored. You can see like there's some blue. There were blue speckles in it, in that peachy color, peachy pink. But, whatever. It's a cuff. So I don't know that you would notice if I didn't point it out to you. Yay for small favors. And I have done this so many times, like where I am just short. Sorry, my nose is itchy from all of the fuzz. Where I'm short just like a teeny bit, and I'll just kind of put something else in there. I've done like the last half of a sleeve using a slightly different yarn. I guess that's one of the advantages to having a lot of stash and a lot of scraps. But yeah, anyway, I love it. I have not yet taken a photo of myself in it, but I do have a picture of Martha wearing it. Martha's my mannequin, so I could put that on screen if you want to get the full vibe. But if I do, when I get a good styled picture, I'll put it on Ravelry. Like I almost always put, I'll update pictures of my finished objects way after I finish them, because it just takes me a little time to, figure out the styling and stuff. I'm not a highly styled person. Like I could be. I know how to do it because I have years experience in the garment industry, but I just don't bother. I'm pretty much like jeans and t-shirt kind of girl with some whatever shoe Vans Vans or Birkenstocks. That's me. Throw a sweater on in the winter. I'm drinking a little seltzer with a splash of OJ for flavor. It's really cold here. It's like 19 degrees and it's really windy. And I don't think the heat is working in my building. We got an email about it. Pretty funny. Actually, I'm laughing because this building is so freaking hot all the time. Like, people walk around in shorts all winter. Inside, when they're inside, they'll just put on shorts and a t-shirt because the building's so hot. But I've developed a way to keep the temperature down without having to open the windows, except sometimes at night I'll open the windows if it's kind of hot inside. But with my method of like kind of keeping it nice and like around 68 degrees, it feels colder in here now. So I did turn up the heat a little bit, but I don't know what's going on. They might be repairing it right now, and that might be why they didn't let us know. All right, moving on to my, I don't have any other finished objects, but let's move on to my whips and that I've just have been slogging along in. And I don't know about you, but like when I've had projects sitting around for quite a long time, I really just want them done. And I can be pretty tolerable, I think, for a couple months, fine, like working on a project for a couple months, but I really just want the next two projects. I just want them done. Like, especially this one. I really just want this done. I'm ready for this to be done. But you can see that it's probably only about halfway done. This is Stripey Unicorn. I love it. It's beautiful. It looks so good. It's looking great. It's just really slow because I don't pick it up as frequently as I probably should. This is actually the first time that I've put it on Martha the mannequin, and I really am excited to see how it looks. I think it looks so good. Like, it kind of has a t-shirt-esque vibe to it. Yeah, it's gonna be great when it gets done. So I've been resisting casting on new projects just because I want to get through the ones I have. Yes, so Stripey Unicorn by Joji Locatelli, if I didn't already say that. It's a sport weight sweater. You use two colors. She wrote the pattern to be used with a Spincycle yarn, so I'm using this one. It is called Deep Bump. You can see, like, by looking at this, there was actually a whole lot of gold at the beginning of this skein, and now it's kind of moved more to these paler blue-green shades. There is more gold coming up, and then it goes back to the green. And the other color I'm using is by Les Garçons. This is called Edith Butler, and it is their British Sport. So that is the yarn for this sweater. I would love to say I'd have this done next time I'm making an episode, but I don't know. I think I'll have the body done. It's about that much more knitting. And yeah, we'll see. Kind of bummed about how long it's taken me, and I just want to move on. Like, I'm so excited about these other new knits, and I just want to cast on new things, but I'm resisting so that I will finish the old things. This next one is a mashup. This isn't one that's been on my needles for a long time. I cast it on right before Christmas, about a week before Christmas. It is intended for my granddaughter, and when I'm done, I will ship it to her. She saw me knitting it, and she just loves the fabric, and she loves the color. She told me purple was her favorite color. She's just so adorable. The pattern is a riff on the Anchor sweater, which is a round yoke sweater that I've made several of. It has like a broken rib rib sections broken up by stockinette sections for the round yoke, and instead of doing that, I just tweaked the stitch count to be able to fit in the diamonds from the Crescendo. So I got, and for hers, I got 2 diamonds for her yoke. Got 1 sleeve to go, guys. I really thought this would be done for this episode, but it's just been, I don't know what has been going on. Like our semester just restarted, so I went from being really, really sick to being a little bit better and just like gradually getting better. I'm still recovering I had RSV over the holidays, and we went right into a new semester, and the new semester, the first week of the semester is just freaking horrible for me, because we get bombarded with a lot of requests and emergency requests, I should say. It's like doing triage. Like, I feel like I'm in an ER, like doing triage. Like, I solve one problem for one student and another student brings another problem, and everything has to be done yesterday. And it's just a high pressure situation that I really, really, really despise, to be frank. Like, I just don't like working that way. And it exhausts me. Like, I feel really exhausted. So, and I feel burnt out. So I think that really impacted my knitting, like those 2 things, like being sick, feeling burnt out from that, and then feeling burnt out from all of the stress of the first week of classes. And next week's not going to be any better. It's going to suck equally as much. So I don't know. We'll see. And then after that, I have jury duty. So yeah, I'm really, really not happy. Sorry for the digression, but just to give you like why haven't I knit much? I found myself like really kind of almost just staring into space a lot this week, without knitting or without really doing anything. Just feeling really out of it. But I mean, hopefully the next I'll get energized and stuff, and the next couple weeks will be amazing. And yeah. So anyway, little sweater for Julie. She loves the knits I give her, and I'm excited to get this finished. I mean, it's a tiny little sleeve. Technically, I should have it done in a few hours. It's just an evening sitting on the couch watching a movie and knitting consistently without putting my knitting down to pick up my phone or to just stare into space. So it should be done soon. The yarns are, again, some Deep Stash. This is actually from Garn Story. It was a club color. I had 2 skeins of it, and so you can see I'm going to have a pretty significant, probably about 1/3 of a skein left, maybe half of a skein even. And this is from Lavender Loon, the colorway Tender. It's her Surrey silk lace. I also had 2 skeins of this, and same thing. I think I'm going to end up with about half a skein left of that yarn. So yeah, it's happy to use up some old stash. I think I bought that yarn from Lavender Loon in like 2020 or 2019, something like that, like a long time ago. It's been a while. Let me put this down here. Okay, my other long-time whip, which was cast on way before December, sometime in November, is the Rumble Raglan that I'm making. I did make some progress on this. When I picked this up, I really just love working on it. It's very enjoyable. It's a very enjoyable pattern. This is too. It's just, I don't know. I can't explain it. Like I had a lot of frustration with this, with the short rows, then I had frustration with all of these decreases or increase sections, and yeah, I don't know. It's been a long time on my needles. This I cast on before I cast on this, just to give you an idea. Anyway, Rumble Raglan. Getting close to finishing the yoke, and I am on the 3rd mini skein. So this is the Rumble Raglan by Lydia Morrow. Why do I feel like, oh, I see. Okay, yeah. I'm messing myself up. It's just the way, it's where the needles, where I am in the round, is not jiving with the way that the sleeves should go. It should go like this. So this is the second rumble raglan that I am making. And this one, I am using this really gorgeous hand spun that I hand spun from some fiber from Olann, actually. It is I think it's Falkland merino camel and like a lot of glitter. There's a lot of stellina or like bright sparkle in it. It's really pretty. And I'm putting with it a collection of mini skeins that I'm doing in a gradation from green to blue. So you can see I used this like lime green to start, and then I went to like a speckly turquoisey lime green, and now I have started on my third color, which is a lightly speckled turquoise, and then from there I go to a darker turquoise and a speckle, and then a even deeper turquoise, and I should finish out with this green. We'll see what happens. I have two other colors that are even darker than this that I could incorporate if I need them, because I pretty much established a rhythm. Like I've established the repeat now of the bars, because this is a 2x2 color work, and you swap up the two colors in whatever way you want. So like you break them up, you decide you decide the repeat, the way the pattern's written. I don't even know if there's a suggestion. She has a suggestion for the way she gives you a roadmap for how to do a 3-color version where you're mixing up 3 colors in this way. Technically I'm using 2 colors, one of this like sort of rusty, peachy color all the way through as one color, and then the mini skeins are making a second color. She doesn't give you a roadmap for that. She just says, change it every so often. So I think I figured out a roadmap now, and I'm gonna just continue going. I think I'm about maybe 10 rounds from splitting for the sleeves, and then it should just zoom along after that, because I'm getting into that part of the yoke where you have like 400 stitches on the needles, because you're knitting the part that goes over your shoulder and bicep, as well as that goes across your front and back. So yeah, this should move along. It'll move along much faster once a couple other things are off the needles or I'm making good progress on those. So and the mini skeins are pretty assorted. I never set out to collect mini skeins, but I just like one day realized I had a bunch and they were all in different places, so I put them all together. And yeah, all my project bags that I am showing you are all from the Fat Squirrel. I just love the quality of what you get. This was a Christmas bag, but it doesn't scream Christmas. It's kind of Wiccan, witchy winter, I'd say. So I just decided to keep using it, and it also matches my project. So Maxim Sear, matching my project bag to my project, just like he does. No, I don't always do that, but in this case it worked. Cool. All right. I'm like almost done with my knitting projects, and then we can talk about whatever else there is. Okay. This was my New Year's Day cast on, and I've made a little progress. I think you'll be able to see the pattern a little bit better. This is Scottish Check by Marion. Oh my gosh. No. It's by Marianne Isair. That's who it's by. That's who the pattern's by. It's from a book, actually. But it is linked on Ravelry, so you should be able to find it pretty easily if you're on Ravelry. If not, just Google it, and you'll find the book. I bought the book, I want to say, on Amazon. But yeah, here is what I've done so far. It's really going pretty quick. Like when I pick it up, it just like, I get a lot done. Even though it's a mosaic knit, I really, really love it. I think I'm gonna love wearing it too. it's a boxy drop shoulder, so boxy cut with a drop shoulder. I have another boxy sweater with a drop shoulder that I freaking love the fit of it. It looks so good. So I am copying the spec from that drop shoulder. It's the Ward sweater that I made last year. So yeah, it's coming along. This is a mosaic color work where you're just knitting one color at a time. The white yarn, you're holding a strand of mohair with it, and the black, you don't hold anything with it. So it's kind of getting a really nice halo, but it's not like going to be ridiculously warm, because I tend to run hot and I don't really want to wear like heavy sweaters or super warm sweaters. Like these sweaters where you're holding a strand of like novelty yarn with the fingering weight, these run a little bit warm for me, and I don't want to be any warmer. I would not want to wear, I don't wear bulky knits. I barely wear worsted. I think I have 1 or 2 worsted weight sweaters in my collection, because I get too hot. Anyway, the black and white yarn are Green Mountain Spinnery. It is I think it's their Lana. I'm going to look it up right now. I think it's called Lana, the base. Yes, Green Mountain Spinnery Lana, which is a 2-ply, natural sheepy black and natural sheepy white. So the black that you're seeing on screen is actually like a deep dark chocolate brown. So yeah, really, really love it. I love the fabric that the little bit of mohair is giving it. The mohair that I'm using, I happen to have in my stash, is Ito Sensei. It is I want to say 60-40. Yeah, 60% mohair, 40% silk. The skeins are 20 grams and 250 yards, 60 yards. And they're very inexpensive, $16-17. At least a while back when I purchased them. So yeah, this is so fun. I really am enjoying knitting this quite a lot, and I look forward to wearing it. So hopefully I'll have that done by like mid-Feb or so. All right, I spent a lot of time looking at knits and planning knits. I want to share 2. I planned 3 projects. I'm only going to share 2 right now. The third one I'll share another time. Like I'll probably share the planning of it with you around the time that when I'm ready to show you the cast on and talk about the sweater itself. I just want to avoid making this overly long and talking about something that I'm not going to cast on for a while. Because the third one is what I am calling my birthday cast on. My birthday's in February, towards the end of February. So I'm going to cast on a sweater on my birthday and knit it until it's done. But there are 2 things that will be 2 sweaters that I want to cast on soon that I need yarn for. So I'm mostly using my stash, but I do need to buy a little bit of yarn, and I want to just talk to you about them, about those 2 projects before I want to talk to you about them now, because when I go to Vogue next weekend, Vogue Knitting Live in New York City, I will be shopping for the yarn. And I just decided, instead of like doing some online shopping, just wait till the festival and then I'll shop at the festival for the yarns that I need. So I want to show you a clip of the first one. It is called, the pattern's called Sunshine on My Shoulder. I've had it queued for a little while, and I did some stash diving. Anyway, I think I talk all about this in the video, and whatever I leave out, I will fill in when you get back. So I am working on pulling together stash yarn for a new project. This is a DK weight sweater. It is the Sunshine on My Shoulder sweater. So I can't remember how it came to my attention, but I am interested in making it, and I thought I had all the yarn I needed in my stash, but turns out I do have yarn in my stash that I would need that I could use to knit it, but it's not really a color combo that I think it's a little too dull. I want something a little brighter. So so here's the colors that I am using out of my stash. It is an 8-color sweater. Most of the colors you just need 1 skein of fingering weight or DK weight, or less. One of the colors you only use like 50 yards, and that'll be this one. This is actually a fingering weight that I just got from Cat Sandwich Fibers. She did a sale at the end of her of the year last year, and this is her trusty base. What is the colorway? Highlighter. Dyeing highlighter. So this is going to be the sun color in my Sunshine on My Shoulders, and then I'm going to go in order like this, and then I'm going to fade out. So there'll be I need 2 darker tones of this. So there's supposed to be 3 shades of blue. I'm going to use like a turquoise shade because that, of course, I love. And I'm missing a color that will help these 2 transition. So I'm going to swatch right now. Like, this is what I think I'm going to use for 5 of the colors. And I'm just missing 6, 7, 8. So 2, that will be here. These have all been in my stash for quite some time. These 2 are leftovers from previous projects. This is Corey worsted from Lydia and Aimée. And this is a real hodgepodge. Like, this is superwash. This is a club color, DK club color that I got from Ritual Dyes last year. This was part of Olann's stash down. This is a fingering weight. So where they're fingering weight, I'm going to be holding 2 strands together to get the DK. So right now I'm going to swatch, and then I will be shopping for the other colors when I go to Vogue in 2 weeks. So, cause I got plenty to knit, so don't need to do this, and I think it'll be best if I do it in person. So I'll take my swatch with me. The one caveat with this color is that I used this yarn. This is from Kim Dye's yarn. It's beautiful. It's Polworth silk. It's just gorgeous. I used it to make the Throw Over by Andrea Mowry a couple years back, and I want it to be longer. So before I go to Vogue and, have my heart set on using this yarn in this pattern, I need to knit however many, couple inches longer that I want that sweater to be, so that I know how much I have left over. But worst case scenario, I do have a dab of this. This is about 320 yards of a fingering weight from Lydia and Aimée, cashmere, merino, blend, MCN, I suppose, in the colorway Vespa. So I could use this actually as, they're pretty much, this is a little brighter, I think, than this. But either way, this would work out to be about 150, 160 yards by holding 2 together. So that would be fine as well. But I think I'm going to swatch with this just because this is about 350 yards right now, and it would definitely get me there. So I'm just going to be hopeful that perhaps I won't use it all. I don't know if I will or not, so we'll see. But anyway, I just wanted to help to share the process of picking yarns and for a project. And all right, so here's the swatch of the 5 colors that I'm going to be using in order. And what I decided, so this will be like the sun that's in the front, this bright yellow. And what I need to buy at Vogue is a color that will transition between this pale pink and this like more muted rusty orange. So I really want a poppy, bright, like peach leaning pink. Something like that. Like a hot pink, but a peach leaning hot pink for in here. And I need 2 skeins because that's the color that goes up and over your shoulders. And then this rust is Corey worsted, some leftover Corey worsted from a sweater. And then this blue is leftover from another sweater. It's Kim Dye's yarn, DK weight. And I need to purchase 2 shades of blue that will go on either side of, or, you know, maybe slightly darker and then darker again. I don't know. But 2 skeins of blue, turquoisey blue, that will hang nicely with this part of the sweater. So that is, that's one project. The other project I don't have a clip of. I just kind of did some stash diving. As soon as I saw it, I, maybe like so many of you, became smitten with the Milton sweater by Joji Locatelli, and it is a sweater that is based on the Elton sweater, which is a, I don't think she's posted any pictures on social media of her Milton, but it's like kind of a shawl, drapey shawl collar, and it's like 4 rows of fingering weight and or sport weight, and then 4 rows of mohair, silk mohair. So I have a Elton. I was going to say I have 2. I made another Elton, but I did not do the alternating. I just knit in fingering weight, I think, the whole thing, just to have a real simple basic cardigan. But I went stash diving to see what I had, and I pulled out this hand spun. It's really pretty. So I spun this. This is fiber that I got in a countdown calendar from 2022, and I spun it in early 23. So it was probably one of the first things I spun at the beginning of last year. And it is I'll show you the full skeins. So this is one that I caked. She called it Beach Rainbow. So this is fiber from Green Goat Ranch, and she called it Beach Rainbow. And there were 6 colors, and they were all, she told me how to spin them in gradient order, and they all had like kind of this sand color in them. So they were, and she told me that each one had like a beach color, like a sand color, and then 2 complementary colors, 2 like across the color wheel colors that went together. And then she told me how to spin them, in which order to spin them, so that I would get like a cool self-striping gradient. So this is what it looks like. So that's what I did, and I divided each color into 3 parts and then made 3 skeins of them. So this is the skein on, uncaked, what it looks like. So you can really see there's a lot of colors going on there. It's really, really cool. I'm very excited. I think it's going to look great in that pattern. And I think you can see from here, from this swatch, that you get moments that are marled, and then you get moments that are just a stripe. So that's what's going to make this sweater. I mean, and this is sort of this greenish yellow stripe. But there are stripes in it that are turquoise and like a lighter, very pale turquoise, a deeper turquoise. There's going to be moments that are purple, moments that are like this yellow orange color. So it should be really, really, and pink and stuff like that. So it should be really, really interesting. Very excited. I need a mohair though. I can't believe I am saying that, but I do. I don't have a mohair that I like with this. And I decided, because she used Lydia and Aimée's yarn, Lydia and Aimée's mohair is like about 100 or so, 150 yards more than most other people's mohair. So I'm going to get a Lobby and Aimée because Aimée will be there in Brooklyn General's booth selling her yarn and hanging out and helping people. So I'm going to talk with her. I'm hoping to talk with her and show her the swatch and the skein and see if she can help me find a color. But I'm thinking that I want it to be kind of like this color right there, that like corally pink. So I think that's what I want. I think it needs to be soft because there's so much going on in, you know, in colors here. I also wouldn't be opposed to a yellowy tone. I think that could be nice. Yeah, we'll see. I'm very curious to see what she thinks and what she recommends, what she has that will kind of go with it. So yeah, those are what I'll be shopping for. So 4 skeins, 2 of one color, and then 2 other colors for the Sunshine on My Shoulders sweater, and a skein of mohair from Lobby and Aimée for the Milton. Yeah. All right, that is my knitting. Let me know what you think. If something is jiving with you, I'd love to hear. I did do a little bit of spinning. I got my spinning wheel back out, and after I put my Christmas stuff away, and I did some spinning. So I'm gonna let you watch some clips about it, and then I'll show you my first full skein. My spinning wheel's out. Hooray. I'm gonna spin some fiber that I got recently. I just feel like doing something fresh and not revisiting an old spinning project right now. I just have not spun for about 2 months. So this is fiber that I got from Olann. It is some roving that I thought was all wool. She didn't label it because it was from her latest closeout. So it was really inexpensive to purchase, but I love it. It's like this violet and rusty pinks, and it's going to spin up beautifully. Anyway, I was noticing that there's some shiny material in here. It might be silk, or it could be bamboo, or I'm not really sure. I know I could do a burn test to find out. I may do that. But trying to decide whether to do 1-ply or 2-ply or 3-ply. Because if I'm going to do 3-ply, I want to split the braid 3 ways. If I'm going to do 2-ply, I want to split it in half. I think I'm going to try a 3-ply because I think that silky material is going to make me spin thinner. So then a 3-ply should end up being like a sport, heavy fingering sport for me. We'll see. It's so pretty. I did a quick burn test. It is definitely not silk. It just lit up and burnt, and it's ash, so that means it's plant fiber. It's probably bamboo. The rule is that if it were protein fiber, it would self-extinguish and smell like burning hair. If it turns into ash, it's plant fiber, and if it turns into, if these were hard and I couldn't, these are very soft. When I push on them, you can see they're crumbling. If they were hard, like plastic, then it would be synthetic. So bamboo probably. Finished a bobbin. So that's what it looks like spun as a single ply versus the fleece. So it's very sort of sunset colors. It's really gorgeous. I am excited to see what the final yarn looks like. So hopefully I'll get this one skein done today, and I have enough for a second skein. I don't know if I'll make it through both today. I doubt it, because I do have a few other things that I want to do. So this is my first full skein for 2024. So pretty. More closeout fiber from Olann. which I probably said. It turns out it's a wool bamboo blend, but it's mostly wool. There's a little bit of bamboo in there. There's not a whole lot of drape to the yarn. I guess a little bit, because it's not like, you see this doesn't bend at all, but this does have a little bit of a bend, a little bit of a flop. So that tells me that's going to be a little drapey. I have to say though, when I finished this, I was like, oh, this would make a really good Milton too. But I think I have mohair in my stash that would go with this. So I'm going to stick with the plan and use this for a Milton. And then if I love that sweater and I need to make another one, then perhaps I'll use this. I don't think I have enough yardage of this, because this ended up being about 245 yards. I did a 3-ply. It's so pretty. I just love it so much. Just like that moody purpley peach. Yeah, so I did a 3-ply, and it ended up being heavier, kind of more worsted than DK or sport. I was kind of hoping it would be sport weight. I just didn't spin it thin enough for that, so that's fine. I'll figure out something to make for it. This would actually be a great color on Julie too, and she loves purple, so there you go. So maybe it'll be her next sweater, we'll see. I'm slowly making progress towards getting my stash to be a little bit more hand spun heavy, which makes me very happy, because I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to exclusively knit with hand spun, because that'll never happen. But I would like to use my hand spun more often, and also spin more deliberately with projects in mind. Although that doesn't always jive, because I generally spend, just looking back at the years as I did in my last episode, I generally spend like 10 to 12,000 yards a year, and I knit much more than that. So I'm always gonna have other people's yarn, not just my own. That is it for me in the crafting arena for today. I did some home improvements. I think I teased about this last time. So that is coming up in the clips. I think it's about 15 minutes or so of just talking you through some of the little home improvement things I did. And if you're not interested, that's cool. Like, I know not everyone's interested, but some people are really, really curious about that stuff, and sometimes it can be inspiring, or it can feel inspirational if you're seeing what other people are doing, and it helps you figure out solutions to problems that you didn't know you had, or that you knew you had but you didn't know how to solve. So yeah, so I'm going to take you, show you talk you through what I was planning to do, what I plan to do. I'm not all done yet. I still don't have the shower door in, which I say at the end. So there is one more project that I'll be doing over the next couple days. And I also have to fix my bathroom floor. So that I might do tomorrow at some point. I don't know, we'll see. Or at least in the next few days. But I know what I'm going to do now. So I tried to figure out what I was going to do, and I know what I'm going to do. Anyway, I'm talking too much. I'm just going to let you go watch that. And at the very end, there's probably some clips of snow, because we've had nothing but snow since I last broadcast. Since I last recorded, we had some cold sunny days, and then we've just had snowstorm after snowstorm. And like snowstorms here in this area, we got our first snow that stayed on the ground in 700 days, like about 10 days ago. The first snow that stayed on the ground in 700 days. Because I live in West New York, New Jersey, which is right across the river from New York City. So what happens over there weather-wise is exactly what we get here, because I'm right next to the Hudson River, and the Hudson River and the New York Harbor are all like geographically very close to me. So weather that they're having is weather that I'm having. So it was 701 days since they last had snow, and same here, same with our town too. So yeah, it's been really crazy. So there's snow on the ground. There's been snow on the ground for 10 days because it's just been storm after storm. There's another storm coming, I think. I don't know how much snow it's bringing, but it's really freaking cold. It's really cold out. Really, really icy. My car was a popsicle for a few days because I couldn't get into the trunk to get the scraper to clean the car. Oh, lesson learned. I now have de-icer in the house, and I have a scraper in the house as well as one in the car, so that won't happen to me again. But yeah, it's been an adventure. Anyway, we'll be back probably next week with a brief chat about Vogue and showing you what I bought. So closing the loop on the colors of the yarn that I'm going to be shopping for, as well as some clips of Vogue and stuff like that. I'm going Friday. I'm not planning to go Saturday or Sunday, although who knows, to see how it goes. Although I'm going with a friend, like I love shopping with her. I'm going with Lorianne from Yarn Love Turtle, and she also is looking for DK yarn, so we're going to be like looking for DK in the show, and she is also interested in doing the Milton, she's told me, so she may buy a kit, who knows, because Aimée said she'd have kits. And yeah, so I'm only planning to go Friday, so if you're around and you see me, please stop me and say hi. And I love when people come up and say hi to me and tell me that they're fans of the channel. It really, really touches my heart, and I love to meet the viewers. It's really fun. So I'm happy to, even if I look busy or if I look like I'm talking away to someone else, please come up and just, touch my arm and let me know that, you're a fan, and yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, we'll be in the marketplace probably the entire time it's open from 5 to 8, and I'll be in line at some point waiting to get in, just like the rest of you. And yeah, it should be a good time. We'll see what happens. Take care. Have a great couple weeks, or great week anyway. I should be back next week with my little recap from Vogue, and then I'll be back again 2 weeks after that with a knitting update. I'll see you again then. Bye. It's a long weekend in the U.S., Martin Luther King weekend. And I'm going to use this time to do 3 home improvement projects that I've been wanting to do since I moved in. So the first is actually replacing this hall light. So I've had the hall light for a long time, since before I moved in actually. And I did not do it because I thought I was going to have work done on these 2 closets. I thought my idea was to put in 2 big wide doors instead of a single door. So I need somebody to come in and open up the doorway. That's been tabled. I want to do that still, but I think I'm gonna get that done because it involves like getting a construction company to come in. I'm gonna do that when I do some renovation on the kitchen, hopefully later this year, like in the fall or so. I'll start that work. Probably it'll really be around this time of year next year, so about a year away. So in the meanwhile, what I want to do is put a shelving unit in here. I have begun some of that work. I got some of the parts yesterday, but I'm missing most of them. So this is the situation here. This is just basically an open box. And there's some of the shelving parts there. I'm waiting for the rest of them. They're supposed to arrive today. So I will then take all of this out and hang up the shelving unit. It should help with some of the organization. There'll also be a rack. So a lot of what you're seeing right here are either coats or dresses, long garments that don't fit in my closet, my bedroom closet. So, and then all the rest of this is just stuff that needs to get organized on shelves, so I'm not like removing 5 million things to get to the thing that's down there.
I actually have more stuff that goes in this closet. It's I've already taken it out, and I didn't put it back in because I figured that the piece was coming today. The third project that I'm gonna do is install a glass partition in my tub shower. So I've been meaning to do this since I moved in. I just didn't have the confidence to do the work myself, and I got quotes and stuff, but I wasn't willing to do it. So I have had up forever a temporary, like, spring loaded shower rod with a plastic shower curtain that was always meant to be temporary. So the partition will go right here, and it is a 30-inch glass partition, so it'll probably end about there, giving me and my cats plenty of time, plenty of access to the tub. I have my litter boxes here. This was never the plan. The plan was that they'd be in the closets, but they would be in this closet here. This is mostly my jewelry supplies, old photographs, and Christmas stuff. That's pretty much what's all in there. This is a weird closet, though. It's an old cedar closet that has a roof, a ceiling that's lower than the ceilings in the apartment. So I need someone to come in and rip all of that cedar out, replace it with sheetrock before I do anything with that closet. But I'm in no hurry because it's really just purely storage of things that I use very seldomly. So that's just going to hang out there as is for the moment. And what you're seeing, the two hooks, I have a clothes drying rack that hangs on the door. It's really great for small spaces. And that I use mostly in the summer, because I wear more things that need to be air dried in the summertime, like pretty blouses and stuff like that. In the winter, I'm mostly wearing sweaters, which I flat lay when I'm washing them. So those are the projects. I don't think I'm going to be able to film the process of them, but I just wanted to chat with you through the whole thing. For the shower door, I am waiting for a box of parts that's supposed to be here Monday. Also, the door weighs 50 pounds. I don't think I'll be able to lift it by myself. The super of the building has told me he would help me, and he's available on Sunday and Monday. So I'm going to, it'll take like 5 minutes for us to lift that up. So the bigger part of installing the shower partition is to drill into the tile a couple holes to attach the clasps. There's like these clasps that hold the glass, and then caulking. So I'll do all the caulking of to seal it so water doesn't come out. So I have drilled into tile before. I did it to do this towel rack and these floating shelves that I use to hold my shampoo and stuff in this shower stall. So no worries. I'm not concerned about it. Should go really fast when those parts arrive. So yeah, those are the home improvement things that I'm planning to do today. Okay, I ran into my first problem, which, no surprise, every single lamp I've hung in this apartment, there's been problems. So I think they call this the collar for the lamp. This one that was in the fixture the holes do not match up with the holes on this fixture here. So I am stuck until I ordered a new one, a bigger one. This one isn't wide enough. I ordered a universal one that's circular and has holes and slots everywhere. So something will match up for sure. And then I will be able to attach this to the ceiling and wire the wires, and everything should then be smooth. So we'll see how that goes. I wanted to give you a little update on my home improvement stuff. I filmed the first clip on Friday of the long weekend here in the U.S., Martin Luther King weekend. This is Monday morning. I have not completed any of the 3. This is the shower door still here. I am waiting for the installation kit. It has been sitting with FedEx down in Edison, New Jersey for several days, and it just hasn't budged. And they said it was coming yesterday. It never came. It's still in Edison. So I am nowhere with that. The light is why it's kind of dark in this video. I took the old light fixture down and put it out to be recycled. The new one, when I went to install it, I shorted out this outlet down here where you can see that green light. That's a cat pheromone dispenser that I have all over the house to keep the boys calm. My cats, not my children. And what I realized is that they are connected, so I need to unplug everything from this outlet before I try to install the fixture. So I'm gonna do that soon, today. I'm gonna do it today. I just woke up, so I'm gonna take a shower and then I'll get to work on that. Yeah, so that was a lesson learned. I have this fake electric panel in my apartment. So there are 2 breakers in there. They do not work. They don't do a thing. I think at some point the building required all the apartments to get their own breaker set, and then it was up to the owners to connect it. And it was never connected in my case. So it's something that I'll do down the line. It's gonna cost a few $1,000s to have an electrician come in here and rewire stuff. So yeah, not anxious to do that, even though I know it will be useful. And the closet, oh my gosh, brace yourself. I partially did this. I'm missing parts again with this project. Half looks good, half is still a mess. Again, it's kind of dark. So I put the 2 cupboards in, and this is working beautifully. So there's a cupboard there and a cupboard here. Looks so good. I'll put a better picture in of them. But what's missing is the bar that will hold all my hanging stuff. So all my hanging stuff is just folded up right here. And that's my case for my spinning wheel. There will be a shelf that'll go across the top that's not there. So that will be on the shelf up there. And I'm actually putting a second shelf in, so I'll be able to put, more stuff across the top, because I don't need this high of hanging for the things that are gonna go here. Yeah, so that is what's happening with this. And I realized too, there may be things that I don't use very much here that could go in here in my kitchen. So I have things that I use, like over storage and stuff for the kitchen on both sides above the counters. So cupboards rather. So I might swap out some of the stuff that's here that I use more frequently, put it in the closet, and then put things in these baskets that, I don't use as much. So I'm gonna just think about that before I really do any of that. So that is, those are my projects. Oh, and I also bought new hooks for the door here. So this contraption that is on there left over from the previous tenants is coming down, and I'll be putting hooks across the top. But for now, because the 3 coats that I commonly wear in winter are hanging on it, I'm just gonna leave it like this until I get the rack. So I'm about a week away from getting the parts. So I ordered the rack, and I ordered 2 small custom-made shelves for this section right here. So those are coming, I think, in a week and a half, about 10 days. I'm about 10 days away from having this be fully functional, but this is a whole lot better than what it was before, because now at least if I want something like a tote bag, I can just pull that basket out and grab a tote bag instead of having to go through a bunch of layers of crap to get to it. So it's so much better. Success! I did it! One thing I realized, it needs specialized light bulbs. I happen to have one.
I don't really like it. It's pretty white light. I would rather have it yellow light. So yeah, gotta work on that. Okay, it's a week later. I have the right light bulbs now. They're much yellower than they're looking on screen, but I love this light fixture. It's so pretty. And the closet is finished for the most part. I probably need to shift stuff around, but I got the hanging, don't mind the pom-poms dangling there, but I got the 2 shelves. I had them custom made to fit this size because it was a weird size. And the rack, which I installed this morning and hung up all of the clothes. What's in here is mostly jackets and coats and dresses that are too long to fit in my other closet. Yeah, but it's all set. Oh my god, I love it. The only thing I can say is that, like, getting to, this is all my fiber, and there's 3 bins stacked on each other. I know you really can't see them well, but that's all my fiber stash. To get to them is going to be pretty hard. I think I'm gonna have to take this center shelf down and maybe even remove these and take everything off, like my suitcase, and everything will come down and out. So I have to make sure that when I do get fiber, when I want fiber, that I really get out enough to last me a little while. That's no problem now. I'm not really spending all that much. Spending a little bit, but not a whole lot. My toolbox will go in here, which my toolbox is over there. It's been hanging out in my living room since I moved in, so I'm happy to finally have a spot for it to go. It's going to go behind the litter there. Yeah, yay. But generally, yay. I can easily access my sheets now. That's the bin I use to block sweaters. Tote bags are easily accessible. I've got specialty linens in that basket. Just everything. And all the linens there's a ton of linens in the other side there. So it's just, oh, it's so great. So great. I can't even tell you. I feel so good about it. And you may have noticed that the shower door is still against the wall here. That's because the kit finally came, the installation kit finally came. And I asked the super when he would be available again, and he told me not until tomorrow. So the good news is that it's a very simple install, just 2 holes to drill and then insert the clips, tighten them up. So I'm going to do all of that in the morning. Tomorrow morning, and then he'll be by in the afternoon to help me lift the glass door into place, or the glass partition into place, and then I will caulk it. 24 hours later, it's all set. So very excited to make some time to do that. And so that's why my toolbox is still out, because I still need some of these things, and that's my big tool overflow thing where I've got things that don't fit in the box. I really need to pare down my tools, but yeah, those are my home improvements. Yay.